Hello friends and welcome to my channel. If you need a lot of Christmas cards and just don't have the time to make them, this project is fabulous for mass producing. These cards featuring Spellbinders Festive Poinsettia are almost quick and easy except for one step. And that involves simply drying time. Although I made these cards over 2 days, the first day was simply making the backgrounds pretty quick. And then the second day was pulling it together, and that was pretty quick as well. I'm working on Canson XL watercolor paper that is size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. Both sides of the panel are spritzed generously with water. Spraying both sides will help it to lay flat on the work surface. The color wash backgrounds will be created with pigment powders. Because my focus was more on color, I'm working with several different brands. For this first panel, I'm applying Lindy's Magical Shakers, Crumpet Crumbs, Pass the Jam Jane, and Pinkies Up Pink. There's no recipe for creating pigment powder backgrounds. Simply choose your colors and add them to a very wet panel. I like to add additional water so my panel is quite saturated. To help the colors blend, I'll tip my panel onto some paper towel and remove some of the water. I like the blending, but I also like having some of the distinct color tones, so I'll go back in and add some additional powder. These pigment powder backgrounds are so easy to pull together. In a matter of maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I have 3 backgrounds all finished and put aside to dry. And they're fun to work with. It is really interesting to see all the different colors emerging. If you are interested in the powders that I've used on the other 2 panels, they have been listed on my blog at bonniecarolee.com. It's the next day, my panels are dry, and my BetterPress system is out and ready to go. The Festive Poinsettia plate has been positioned over the A2 registration marks on the magnetic chase. My panels are already A2 size and I will not be trimming them down. So to attach them to the plate, and I'll roll tape up and place it on the back. This plate is a negative design, which means it is the background that is going to be transferred to the panel. Plate is being inked up with the full-size BetterPress black ink pad. So glad when Spellbinders introduced the full-size pad. It really makes inking a plate like this super fast and easy. All right, it's been run through the die cutter, and I can still see a little bit of the background color coming through the black, so I'm going to ink it a second time. I find that the best way to apply the ink to the plate is to pounce down on it with a slight twisting motion at the end. The other thing that I've noticed, that if there's any variation of the ink or any kind of striations or marks, that is what you'll see when you do your pressing. It is very easy to see on the plate if your ink has been applied consistently and smoothly. And when I run it through the die cutter the second time, my background is very black, and I just love all of the color variations of the floral design. To clean the plate afterwards, I use Ranger's Archival Ink Cleaner. It is super easy to apply with its dauber end. I use a baby wipe to lift off the ink and the cleaner. To finish up, I like to take a piece of paper toweling, place it on top, and then run it through the die cutter. And although the plate is stained, there is no ink residual that will be transferred to future projects. The panels have been popped into a protective box, and I'm applying Splatter White Opaque Watercolor. It has been slightly watered down, and I like to apply it with a fan brush. The sentiments for these cards have been created with the Home for Christmas Sentiments press plate and die set. One of the things that I love about both press plates and foil plates is that they can be used interchangeably on the Glimmer Hot foil system or the BetterPress system. I wanted my sentiments on black backgrounds, so I have hot foiled these press plates in gold. The coordinating dies were used to cut the sentiments and black sheet foam, and the sentiments were stacked. These background panels were adhered to A2 size black card bases. There's just a little bit of warping, so after the panels have been adhered, I set them down under some weight for a little bit of time to flatten them out. And these cards are finished up by adhering the foam back sentiments to the bottom right-hand corner. And that wraps up this set of quick and easy cards featuring Spellbinders Festive Poinsettia. This is a super fun project, and each card can be very unique, even though they can be put together in assembly line fashion for mass producing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I appreciate your visit.